What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cmoney back with another video, and today we gotta talk about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw from last night, the Monday Night Raw following the Elimination Chamber, and this was a pretty good episode, guys, a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. We got a new Intercontinental Champion, SETH, PENTA. Yes. Oh, I'm in shock. We're going to talk about it. Because I'm in shock. And then this episode featured Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns live on Raw. And him and CM Punk got very heated. We got to talk about this. But first off, we're going to get into all that. But how about let's just start off with how Raw kicked off. How Raw started, okay? Raw starts off with the Vision. The Vision comes out. Paul Heyman, Austin Theory, Logan Paul. They're all saying how they're all pissed off because Seth Rollins returned at the Elimination Chamber. If you didn't see my Elimination Chamber review, make sure you go check that out. But the Vision is pissed. And Paul Heyman's all like, I hate Seth Rollins, and then they start singing his song, and I hate that song because Seth Rollins took credit for the Vision. He didn't give me any credit. Like, he stole the credit and everything. He wasn't basically Paul Heyman's pissed off because he really he deserves credit for the Vision, and Seth Rollins took all the credit, all that. Paul Heyman's mad. Then Austin Theory gets on the mic, blah, blah, blah. You know, he talks about how his friend, Seth Rollins, screwed over his friend, Logan Paul. So then Logan Paul grabs the mic and he's like, Seth, we're not leaving this ring until you get out here and you pay for what you did. So Adam Pearce comes out with security, and they're like, Adam Pearce was like, enough. You're not hijacking the show. I will deal with Seth Rollins. He's not medically cleared, so I got to talk to him and figure this out. But you guys, you're not hijacking the show. And then he also he accuses them of attacking Jey Uso and costing him the spot in the chamber, right? And then Paul Heyman's like, we did not attack Jey Uso, but we are innocent in attacking Jey Uso, but we will be guilty, right? Yes, I'm sorry. I was making sure I had it right. He says, like, we will be guilty for what we do to Seth frickin' Rollins. So he says something like that. It's like, we didn't attack Jey, but we will be guilty for what we do to Seth frickin' Rollins. And then all of a sudden, a masked man shows up. A masked man jumps from out of the crowd. And then he runs away. Security's chasing him. Then another masked man appears. It's like, who's that? Logan Paul chases after that guy. A third masked man appears. Austin Theory chases that guy. So now Paul Heyman's all alone in the ring, right? All of a sudden, the masked man is walking down the entranceway, and Paul Heyman's like, whoa. Then another masked man shows up from behind. When Paul Heyman's back is turned, he's facing the entranceway and the guy coming towards him. Someone appears from behind Paul Heyman, unmasked. It's Seth Rollins. That's the real masked man. Seth Rollins with a chair. Bam! Smacks Paul Heyman with a chair. And that's not all. Curb stomp Paul Heyman right in the mat, bro. And Seth is like, oh my gosh, what a way to open the show. Oh wait, I'm sorry, we're not done, because then Paul Heyman's like face was all busted open, and the EMTs were trying to help him. They carried him backstage. They put him in an ambulance, and Austin Theory and Logan Paul are like, what happened? Logan, get the car. And then a car pulls, and then so Austin Theory, he shuts the ambulance doors. He walks over to the car. That's not Logan. It's Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso jumps out of the car, starts beating up Austin Theory, throws Austin Theory away because Jimmy's mad because he thinks the Vision attacked Jey. So Jimmy Uso beating the crap out of Austin Theory. Then he looks at the ambulance. Who's sitting in the driver's seat? L.A. Knight. LA Knight in the driver's seat, and then what do you say? He's like, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of him, boys, don't worry, and then just drives off in the ambulance. He's like, he's in good hands. Don't worry about him. We got this. He said something like that. But like, and then LA Knight just drives off in the ambulance. Peak. Like, what a way to open the show. Like, so LA Knight just took away Paul Heyman in an ambulance. And that's it. We don't hear from them again. We don't hear from LA Knight or Paul Heyman again. So, did Paul Heyman ever really make it to the hospital, or did LA Knight drive it off a bridge? I don't know. But just what a way to open the show. That was so funny, honestly. Oh, that was good. Then it sets up Jimmy Uso goes one-on-one with Austin Theory. Later in the show, it ends in DQ because Logan Paul comes out, beats the crap out of Jimmy. Jey Uso comes out after being attacked on Friday, supposedly by the Vision, but we don't know that. Jey Uso sneaks up from behind the Vision with a crutch. He throws another crutch to Jimmy. They beat up Austin Theory and Logan Paul with crutches, drop Austin Theory with a 1D. Usos stand tall in the end. So, very interesting, and but what a way to, like, we saw what kicked off Raw. This happened later in the show, but just dang, what just a series of what a series of like segments, and then the match and everything. It was really, really good, really good. And yeah, Seth Rollins is not medically cleared, but so what is he going to do at WrestleMania? Like, I heard a rumor, because it's rumored that we're going to get a Bad Bunny Logan Paul feud, because I think Bad Bunny wants to return to WWE, and he's supposed to have a feud with Logan Paul, right? And I think it's like, what if Seth Rollins and Bad Bunny went up against Logan Paul and Austin Theory? And honestly, I'm like, as not dumb, but like, as weird as that sounds, I rock with it. I'm down. Like, because, number one, a Bad Bunny Logan Paul feud I think would be great, because that match would cook. And why not include Seth Rollins in it? Because what else is he going to do? Like, because I don't really just want to see him fight Logan Paul again. I don't just want to see him fight Austin Theory again. No, it's got to be bigger. So honestly, I think this tag match would low-key be fire. Like, I know people would probably hate on it, like kind of like they hated on Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, but honestly, I was honestly a fan of the Randy, Jelly Roll, Drew, Logan. I understood the hate, but I was kind of a fan of that. Just saying, I was a fan of that. And if they do this Bad Bunny thing with Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, I'm down with that. I am. I just hope Seth Rollins is able to compete. I just want Seth to be at WrestleMania. But just very, very cool. Both segments very cool. Seth Rollins getting his revenge on Paul Heyman, stomping him in the chair shot, and then LA Knight taking him away in the ambulance. Just peak. Very, very funny. Very funny. Then we had a pretty good match. Gunther went up against Dragon Lee, and Dragon Lee put up one hell of a fight. Oh god, the match started off, Dragon Lee attacked Gunther during his entrance, and they're just brawling. Dragon Lee Dragon Lee was running. Gunther lifted him up. Dragon Lee did a big back body drop, high in the air, back body drop, right in the timekeeper's area. Oh god. He's going to feel that one for a while. Like, what a bump. Oh. And then he even, like, powerbombed him on the announce table and everything. Powerbombed him in the ring. Like, Gunther was beating the crap out of Dragon Lee, but Dragon Lee was putting up one hell of a fight. In the end, Gunther locked Dragon Lee in the sleeper hold, took off his mask, and then locked him in the sleeper hold, and Dragon Lee just immediately tapped because he lost his mask. And then they covered his face. But just a cool way, though, with the mask taken off in the sleeper hold and taking the mask off. A cool way to end the match. So Gunther ends up defeating Dragon Lee. Pretty cool. Then we have AJ Lee come out. AJ Lee, after winning the championship against Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber, she calls out the women's locker room and is like, hey, I proved to myself that I'm still championship material. I can still do this. And, I want to defend this championship. So she calls out the Raw locker room, the women's locker room, and is like, hey, anyone who wants this, like, show me what you got. Next week, they're going to have a big women's gauntlet match. Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Raquel Rodriguez, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, and Asuka. And the winner is going to go up against AJ Lee at WrestleMania for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So, or or they'll just be number one contender and they'll have a match on Raw or something. But most likely, I would think WrestleMania. But WrestleMania is still a little while away, so who knows? They could just have a match on Raw. But yeah, so it was cool to see just, AJ Lee, again, as champion again. And who's she going to fight? Like, is she going to face, like, Io Sky, Bayley? Because honestly, any of those matches with AJ would cook. Because, again, all we've really seen, like, we saw AJ in War Games, but besides that, she's only faced Becky. So it's going to be cool to see her face other women competitors. Then we had a really cool promo from Liv Morgan, a promo from Liv just, again, saying what happened with Stephanie last week and how she chose Stephanie. And Liv Morgan's like, you were right about one thing, Stephanie. I am privileged. I got to WWE at 20 years old. You failed at your first WWE tryout. I was wrestling, all in big matches, big arenas, while you were in flea-infested arenas in Chile and all. Just basically, yeah, Liv just going off on Stephanie and says, I'm gonna give you so I'm gonna let you like step in the ring with the greatest women's Royal Rumble winner, I'm gonna let you face the Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. So just cool promo, again, very personal between these two. This match is going to cook. Liv and Stephanie, I think, is going to be a very good match. So I'm happy they went in this route. The other route is Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Rhea Ripley comes out and does a little interview with Jackie Redmond, and she says how she's going to be on SmackDown on Friday, and she's going to be face to face with Jade Cargill. This is going to be very, very good. I'm excited for this. Again, people can complain about Rhea being in the main event again all they want, but you can't tell me that Rhea and Jade isn't money. Like that match is huge. Like, because what other woman can like match like Jade Cargill is a beast. But Rhea Ripley is Rhea Ripley. Like, so you have two of the best women in WWE. Like, they are going to have a very good match. So I'm very excited for that. And then Io Sky was with her, and she's like, Io, I'm going to do this for you. And then she's like, I'm going to let you hold down the fort on Raw while I'm at SmackDown. Just, them having a little moment. Original El Grande Americano defeated Rayo Americano in a one-on-one match. But before that, they showed a little backstage thing that happened earlier on in the night. El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano, OG El Grande Americano and other El Grande Americano had a little face-off. Chad Gable, Ludwig Kaiser. And what's really funny is that, because Chad Gable is... the OG El Grande Americano is Chad Gable. Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano is... I wouldn't say he's the better El Grande Americano. They're both very different because Ludwig's much more believable because he'll actually speak Spanish. Chad Gable will just speak in English, but then we'll say like gracias or like uno, si, like right. Ludwig Kaiser will actually say fluent sentences, so he just makes it more like believable, and so that's why it's just so funny because like OG El Grande Americano doesn't really speak that much Spanish, while the other El Grande Americano like is. I wouldn't say the better El Grande Americano, but in like the speaking terms, Ludwig is much more of a fluent El Grande Americano, while Chad Gable, it's literally just Chad Gable in a mask. It's Chad Gable in a mask. Like, right. Ludwig Kaiser makes it more believable, which is funny. Because Chad Gable's just like, he's just being Chad Gable in a mask, which is really funny. But they had this segment backstage, and Ludwig El Grande Americano's like, we're going to settle this March 14th, which is a Saturday, so I assume that's going to be a AAA live event or a AAA event. I assume then they'll have their one-on-one match. So that's going to be cool to see them finally go one-on-one. What's going to happen? Like, I don't think it's like mask versus mask or anything, but it's going to be very interesting to see how this whole thing plays out with two El Grande Americanos. But it's just funny, man. It's goofy, but it is a funny story. The opposite of goofy and funny, let's go to Obafemi and Rusev. Rusev comes out, he calls out Obafemi because he's like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about this Obafemi. I want Obafemi right now. I know you're back there. Let's go, me and you, right now. Obafemi comes out, he gets in the ring, he's like, let's go. So, because Rusev was standing on the announce table, so Rusev's like, okay. They get in the ring, and they start throwing bombs, haymakers at each other. Oba gets the upper hand, then Rusev gets the upper hand. In the end, Obafemi, bam, a big spine buster onto Rusev. Oba is the one standing tall in the end over Rusev, but well, he like hit him and then Rusev slammed him and then Rusev rolled out of the ring. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Oba standing tall in the end. That match, them two, happens next week. So that is going to be fire. Seeing them two go at it. And then let's see what we got then. Danhausen. Danhausen, guys, you know, as annoyed as so many people were about Danhausen being in the box at Elimination Chamber, and as pissed off as a lot of people were, if you saw my Elimination Chamber review, I said I'm not mad that it's Danhausen. I just expected a little more, and I just would have went about it differently because I just think the build-up was kind of a little, yeah. But again, go check out my Elimination Chamber review, and you'll get more info on that. But overall, I wasn't mad that Danhausen was here because I genuinely like Danhausen. Danhausen is very funny. This backstage segment he had. It's like, I even said after the segment, you know what? I'm happy Danhausen is here. Like, again, I would have done the box thing a little differently, but I'm happy that he's here in WWE and because he's funny. He's funny, and like, I'm happy he's here. So, because he does a backstage thing with Adam Pearce. He's like, in like his little voice, he's like, here, I have these listed of demands here. I want to be in the Hall of Fame this year. Hall of Fame inducted. We're going to talk about the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame this year. I want to do that pointing picture with Triple H. You know, when he points to the guy. That I want that picture. I want my personal assistant. I want all that. And I want to, yeah. And then he hands him the list. He's like, he hands out a piece of the list. He's like, why is it wet? It fell in the toilet. And then he just drops it. And then he drops it. And then Adam Pearce is like, oh, Judgment Day. Have you met Danhausen? You talk to Danhausen. I need a drink. So then Danhausen's like, ooh, Dom, Finn, and he looks at JD and he's like, and you are, and JD's like, I hate this guy already. And then Danhausen's like, ooh, look at that championship, I want it. He pointed at the IC belt, I want it. He's like, no, this is the closest you're ever going to get to it, all right? And then they just start going at it, and then he looks at Dom and goes, you are cursed. And then they turn away from him, turn back, he vanished. You are cursed. Oh, God. Danhausen is generally funny. I'm happy he's on Monday Night Raw. I'm happy he's in WWE, guys, honestly. But, no, very funny. And he's right. Dom, you are cursed because he lost the IC title to Penta. Penta's the new IC champion. Oh, my gosh. What? So, Penta wins in the end because Dom was asking for like the ring bell hammer, the hammer that they used to ring the bell, ding, ding, ding. Dom asked for the ring bell hammer. He's like, get me the hammer. And then JD gets it, and Finn's like, no. He wants to do this on his own. We can't help him. Finn stopping him, Finn not helping him. Like, no, he wants to do it on his own. Then Penta capitalizes, hits the Penta driver, 1, 2, 3, or I'm sorry, Penta destroyer. He hit the Penta driver, Dom kicked out of it earlier. Then he hit the Penta destroyer, 1, 2, 3. Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship. I'm in shock because I would have thought Dom would have kept the belt and then him and Finn would have had a match for the belt at WrestleMania. But maybe Finn and Dom will just have their match anyway, just without the belt. Because Finn kind of cost Dom the match here, right? So I assume they'll just go the route of having Finn and Dom go at it one-on-one. Or, wait, I just thought of something. Pause. All right. I just thought of this idea. And this is like, I just thought of this right now. Like, I'm not sure if you can tell, it's dark outside. I just got done watching Raw, and I'm filming this now. I'm filming this on a Monday night. You're obviously watching this, and it's Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you watch it, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever. But the time of me recording this is Monday night. I just got done watching Raw. So I'm filming this like literally after I just got done watching Raw. So like this just popped in my head. It's not like I saw it on the internet or I heard someone talking about it. No, I just thought of it right now. And WWE, please do this. Please. Because, alright, I originally thought that Finn Balor was going to face Dom for the IC title at WrestleMania, right? Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship, so yeah, that's not going to happen. But it's okay, because I figured, alright, we're still going to get the Dom and Finn match, because I assume that has to be where WWE's going with them. Again, I originally thought it would be for the belt, but no, change of plans. Penta's the champ. But, alright, we're still going to have Dom and Finn feud, because Dom is probably going to turn on Finn after this and all that. Yeah. But, alright, because there's two things they can do. Either Finn and Dom just have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, or Danhausen. Because it's technically Danhausen's fault. Danhausen cursed Dominic Mysterio, right? He said, "You are cursed." So Dom, like, he's probably going to get upset, right? Dom's probably going to blame Danhausen for cursing him, right? So what if then Finn Balor and Judgment Day, they turn on Finn turns on them, whatever. Finn and Danhausen team up to take on Finn and JD at WrestleMania. Cool, right? No, I'm not done. Danhausen's creepy, right? The face paint, everything. Yeah. What if Danhausen teams up with the Demon, Finn Balor? Please do it. You know how cool that would be? The Demon, Finn Balor, and Danhausen against Dom and JD at WrestleMania. Please do it. Please. That would be so peak. Please, WWE, do it. Or they'll probably just have Finn and Dom go one-on-one. Either way, Finn and Dom are going to go up against each other. It'll either be in this tag match with Danhausen and JD, right? Danhausen and Finn versus JD and Dom. Or it'll just be Finn, Dom, one-on-one. Either way, Finn and Dom are going to go at it. But please do the tag match, because that would be peak. So yeah, it just popped in my head. I got very excited, because that would honestly be so good. And yeah, again, I just thought of that right now, because yes, again, the time of this recording is Monday night. Like, again, you're watching this probably on a Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you're watching this. But the time of me recording this video it's Monday night. So yeah, I just thought of that right now. But yes, WWE, please do that, because that would be peak. But now and Penta, new Intercontinental Champion. I am so excited for that. I love Penta. And finally, he is a champion in WWE. So, hats off to Penta. Now, let's talk about Roman Reigns and CM Punk. This stare-down, face-off between Roman Reigns and Punk. Like, guys, this rivalry between Roman and Punk is so personal. And, after the epic face-off they had back at the Raw after the Rumble, now this face-off, oh God, it got even worse. First off, it starts out, Roman Reigns comes out, "Acknowledge me, Indianapolis." Then CM Punk interrupts him. He come out. He's like, "Oh no, don't think of this as an interruption. Just think of it me feeding your giant ego. I'm here to acknowledge Roman Reigns." And then he brings up the tweet. Roman Reigns had a little tweet to CM Punk after Elimination Chamber. They talked about it on the post show. I didn't mention it in my review, but it was basically just saying, like, Roman said, like, "I don't know who looks more tired, the champion or the crowd. Like, enjoy this last month of relevancy there, Punk." So just dogging on CM Punk. And so they talk about that. CM Punk talks about how, we're in Indianapolis, the Shield. Yeah, we got a lot of history here. This is where the Shield debuted. This is when I brought you into WWE. I brought you here. And Roman's like, "Nah, you didn't bring me. You just brought the other two." And then Roman keeps calling him Phil, which is his real name. Like, again, shows you how personal this is. Roman just calling he's just calling him Phil. Like, he don't care. He's just calling him by his real name. And then Roman's like, I only care about, I want this match with you because you have the belt. Like, otherwise, you'd be in the rearview mirror. You wouldn't have my attention. You only have it because you have the belt. And then Roman drops a big line. He goes, we only brought you back for you to entertain the 30 to 40-year-old virgins who live with their mom and dad. And I'm just like, dang, shots fired. And then he's like, we brought you back to sell a few t-shirts, do all this and stuff and all that. All right, yeah. That's all why we brought you back. Not to be champion, because you're not fit to be champion. You're not meant, you can't hold the responsibility of being champ. And he's like, you're a liar, and you lie to all these people. And he's like, you're not CM Punk. You're just a punk ass. He's like, to me, you're just a punk ass bitch. And I'm just like, dang! Like, gosh, bro. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to put you on one of those John Cena retirement tours. And yeah, I'm going to send you packing. And he's like, I'm going to send you down to NXT. And you're going to train the next generation. And they're going to come up here to the main roster. And I'm going to smash all of them. Like, what a promo by Roman Reigns. Then CM Punk's like, no. My turn now, because remember, if we remember the first time they had the face-to-face after the Royal Rumble, Roman was the one who got the last word. Now CM Punk is the one with the last word, because after Roman went on all that, CM Punk goes, who's we? We. You're all alone. He's like, what, you got some Samoan goblins in your pockets there? No. You're all alone. Remember, you don't have your cousins, and then they talked about how CM Punk will hang out with the Usos backstage and all that, so that they bring up, I'm hanging out with your cousins, I'm doing that. You don't have your cousins with you. You don't even have a wise man. I took him from you. And then he's like, I run this show, this Raw on Netflix, this is my show, I run it, I'm the champion. You're chasing after me because I'm the champion. You're in the main event of WrestleMania, not because you won the Royal Rumble, because I'm the main event. And then he's like, he's like, hey, he's like, now I'm not just gonna beat you at WrestleMania. Like, I'm gonna bury you. I'm gonna bury you. And then he ends off with saying, I'm gonna bury you next to your father. And because he's like, you're not going to be all alone, Roman, because I'm going to bury you next to your father. And then just drops them. And Roman's like, Roman was pissed like that. What a bombshell, bro. Oh my gosh, God. Like, how and then CM Punk walked off and that was it. So again, Roman got the last word the first time. Now CM Punk is the one with the last word. Like, this build-up is, oh my God. Like, again, so for, everyone who is mad about CM Punk or Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, again, are you still mad? Because I was never mad about Roman winning the Royal Rumble, especially not now, because this match is going to cook. This is so personal between them. Both promos they've had with each other have been great. I'm excited to see what happens with more in the coming weeks, but CM Punk and Roman Reigns main event of WrestleMania is going to be freaking phenomenal. It is so personal between these two. It's crazy. But that was it. What a good episode of Monday Night Raw. I thank you guys for watching my Raw reactions. I love all y'all. Stay tuned. There probably won't be NXT reactions this week because I have to really lock in on school assignments because spring break is the end of this week. It starts. So I got to get all that done and then I got to pack because I'm flying home, as I mentioned in my last video. So yeah, but there should be SmackDown reactions. No NXT reactions, but there should be SmackDown reactions, and that should be back at my house, back at home. So the next video you see of me will be back in the old room. I love all you guys. Stay tuned. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe for more, and Cmoney is out.